told my wife I'm going to shave my head. Yeah, she looked at me and said, "What? Don't you dare!" Crew cut's one thing. Uh-oh, we're live.
Well, hi there. This is Fleets of Anarchy, Episode 6 of our roundtable discussion. And again, we've got uh, Coral C, Frank. Hello, Frank.
Hello.
And we've got
Hello.
Priory Martin.
Hello.
Well, we've had an interesting couple of weeks since we were on last. It all happened just shortly after we finished our last broadcast. They brought out a whole bunch of new stuff for us. So, has anyone got any really emergency stuff to talk about before we get into the all the extra stuff we've got? Nothing?
No, I'm good.
No, I'm
Yeah,
good.
No.
well, a number of things that came up which were available for us in the Forsaken missions. That's the weekly missions, I believe. My memory serves me correctly. And the first thing was the unidentified fleets. They were talking about it on Battle Vortex, about the cycle of um, unidentified fleets. Are you guys aware of what that actual cycle is, Frank?
I think they start at, oh shoot. It's every 3 hours. Oh, they said it too.
Yeah, 3 hour cycle.
It's a 3 hour cycle and they spawn every half an hour within the 3 hours. Then they're off for an hour, spawn half an hour every 3 hour for that 3 hour period. Off an hour, something like that. You understand?
Martin?
For a 24-hour period.
Yeah, Martin?
Yes, as far as I was aware, that was what sort of said when I was listening to it. It's along those lines.
Yeah, I've written down 3 hour cycle, for example, 11 and 11:30 and 12:30, and then 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock break. They must have have lunch from one.
Yes, it's something like that.
And it happens 8 times, I believe.
Yeah, within a 24-hour period.
So it's 2 hours on, 1 hour off, repeat as necessary until the symptoms go away. Yeah, the usefulness of identified fleets. I really don't. Well, I'm not consciously aware that they're going to be there. If you're not down there watching, you don't see them.
Yeah,
I'm concerned.
there's no counter. There's no counter like the dredge fleets.
No, well, even
'Cause
that's annoying.
yeah,
You know,
that is annoying.
there's an expectation that everyone plays 24/7, and that you're going to be there, so you're going to be doing this. And I don't think many people are playing Battle Pirates constantly. It's just crazy. So you're going to miss them. I miss them all the time. I don't miss them because I want them. I just miss them because I never get to see that they're there. Yeah.
I think that's part of the reason why they put them on for 24 hours, so at least everybody, no matter what country you're in, at least you're going to be able to get the chance to at least hit some of them.
Same with the dredge fleets. That's why they have a
Yeah.
24-hour period.
Yeah, well, I don't think it works.
It don't.
You come on, you have a look, they're not there, you go away do something else. Then they appear and you're not looking. You sit there for hours on end, hoping
And
that
they're
something's going to pop up on the screen.
and they get pounced on so fast.
As the dredge fleets do.
Well, both of them do
Well,
actually.
it boils down to the fact that they're only putting them round the towers. If they spread them round the sector, it doesn't have to be in the same place every time. You can randomise where they're going, but they're going to have to be put around the sector so everybody can see that they're there. I mean, half the time you're not even looking at the towers to see if anything's there.
That's right, yeah.
That's true.
Well, that's a mystery to me as why they even bother with them, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't bother them because I take damage. I don't like taking damage just because you want to rank up your ships.
Yeah.
I'll hit salvages all day long before I do that.
Yeah, so the unidentified fleets are only for ranking up your ships. You don't get uranium or resources, do you?
No.
Because I've never,
You
I've ever
do.
hit one.
I think you do get resource.
You
Oh
get
yeah, you
resources.
do get resources, yes, but there's no uranium though. That would be, if it was uranium, that'd be a different story. Then I would hit them.
Well, we'll talk about uranium a bit later on, but all right, the
No.
Forsaken mission content. The three main things were the D53Z, which is the
Actually, Graham is 4.
D54Z, is it?
No,
Four
there's 4
things.
things added. There's 4 things
Four things.
added.
The D53Z, which is what, Frank?
The assault missile. The new assault missile.
Is it any
I
good?
can't bring up this. I think it is. It's got more building. It's got more damage. It's got building damage. But the only thing that I see, it's the same weight as the regular assault missile. It's got the same. It's got what, better range, more or the same range?
I think it's got pretty much the same range. I think it's without your boosters. I think it's 74, and I'm pretty sure it's the same range as
Yeah.
everything else.
I can't bring it up because my computer's acting weird.
Yeah.
But no, it's in. The only problem is I see it has 1 salvo instead of 2, compared to the regular assault missile. That's what I've seen of it.
Is it just for the Kodiak, you think?
No, it's not just for the Kodiak. It's probably meant for the Kodiak or a missile cruiser. It has that, the reload, penetrating reload bonus. But you can put them on anything, I think. Just like it's
Yeah.
just like the launchers. You can put the launchers on anything too. I mean, it's something good for the game because like I say, it gives building damage. The assault missile don't get the regular assault don't get building damage. So you can put them on a Mercury or something and take down buildings faster than your regular assaults. So
Well,
that's
there you go.
why
There's the
it's.
picture of it.
Oh, there he goes. That's it right there. And reload time's the same. Everything's the same. And it is fittable, so with the regular assault missiles, so you get it retrofitted, it fires faster.
Three, 4 second reload.
He has his retrofitted, don't you, Martin?
I've only got the first one retrofitted. I've only got it up to R1.
Yeah, that brings it down to it was 4 seconds.
I think it brought it down to something like 3.88 seconds or something.
Not a lot, is it?
Well, no, but every little bit helps too.
Of course. Oh, what are we looking at, Martin?
That's his base.
Is that your base? Oh, we're giving it away.
Yeah, well, you can copy it if you want. I don't know how good it's going to be.
No. I've been trying to get into Battle Pirates for the last 5 minutes, and it's just really not happening. All right, the other thing, the second thing, the gargoyle depth charge, was that one of the items?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, there was some discussion about it on the forums. 6-second reload in comparison to the Cerebus 4 seconds. That doesn't sound good.
No, it don't. And to me, gargoyle is useless unless you have something in your base to detect subs, and in order to stop them too. Because to me, they'll just with the new Nighthawks and even the Spectre, they'll run right past them or take minimal damage, even if they are detected. If you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, you
Martin?
have to have right placement.
Yeah, I mean, it was just listening to the Battle Thought X round table before, and this was saying exactly the same thing. You could surface your submarines right next to the gargoyle. It starts firing, you move, and you get minimal damage off it because you've moved before it even gets to you to hit you. What they
Yep.
were saying was you would have to put something in there that would detect the subs, and you're probably best off having something that'll hit the subs with whatever detects it, like a Viper with assault missiles or torrent missiles, something that'll hit it underwater.
Yeah, that's it. It's designed to hit submerged targets. So
Yeah,
Well,
if it
the assault missile is not designed to hit underwater. It's the laser targeting or targetable. It's put on what it's put on. You have to have a special to go along with it.
yeah,
Anyway,
but it's only the likes of ballistics won't hit them, mortars won't hit them. It's only missile types that can hit them underwater. But like you
well,
said, you've got to have the penetrating reload on there.
well, there's another thing too about the mortars and the even rockets too. If you use the I can't talk. Hydromatic shells that was offered in the missions a couple last year. They put them on as a special. Those shells will allow you to hit subs underwater
Yeah,
with mortars and rockets. Did I say
yeah,
that word
so
right?
oh, probably. So if I got it right, the gargoyle being a depth charge will hit submarines under the water as long as something has detected them first. Otherwise, they don't fire. Also, if you've got missiles with the um, what is it, laser targeting, which will
Yes.
yeah,
actually hit submerged targets if they're sighted, um, will do the same thing. But you've got to have something to detect them first, and the gargoyle won't detect them. It'll just hit them
That's what I'm
if
saying.
yeah,
Sorry, Graham.
yeah,
But
yeah. And I'm just trying to get it square in my head. Yeah,
what it is to me, if you're gonna come out with a gargoyle, say, have it something built into that weapon that detects subs. You know what I'm saying? If
yeah,
it's meant
exactly.
to hit subs, it should be have a sonar range of its own.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly.
I was talking about that with Jason today. Was it Jason or Matt Otto or one of them? But that's what I think. But you,
Well,
sorry,
sorry,
go
go on,
ahead.
Frank.
Well, if you put a Viper in there too, it's snipeable because you never know how they're gonna come in. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if they're gonna come in with missiles first or the sub first, or you know what I'm saying. You got to place that Viper just right where it can't get hit by anything, and then where it could placements everything in a base. Your weapons placements, everything is crucial, and you got to put that where you cannot get sniped, but you also got to put it where you can detect the subs in your channel. That's another thing too.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
this is the thing that I'm planning on doing. Eventually, when I get my Viper refitted, it is going to go in as part of my base guard fleet, and I've got that Hurricane in there with the Piranha drones on. So the Viper is going to detect it, and the Piranha drones are going to go after them.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. But you have to have placement. Like I said, it's crucial to any base. I mean, you put that where it can get sniped from the outside. Somebody's going to come in there all the time with missiles and just snipe it, and then go in here with subs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With assault missiles with a solid fuel boosters 3 on it, it was 96.6 range. That's a long ways.
Yeah, but the problem you've got there is, again, the Viper only has a range of 80 to find them. So you're not necessarily wasting it, but you don't need that kind of range. Anything round about the 80 mark is where you're going to be looking for.
Yeah, yeah. But just like also two placements of the gargoyles. They on the Battle Pirates Talk Live, they'll tell you to put them in like in a corner, one on one top of the corner, so that way the sub has to slow down and turn, and that's when it's going to do the most damage. But the
Yes,
thing
that's what I
is,
was going to mention next. They said it was good for hairpins,
yeah,
and I just throw a picture of my base. I can't put them on a hairpin. I don't have any.
no, you don't.
Oh,
But
there.
my base,
Well, I hate to say this,
oh,
but
say
you're
again.
exactly the same as me. I have not one.
I got one.
So you need
I
two
wish I could put my
together
base up.
where they can't be prepped. Is the last thing I've got mentioned
Yeah,
about the gargoyle. If you got them, I don't know if I've got them.
I
Probably,
just want them this week.
yeah.
I
I've
wanted
got
the
for the
Magnus
arm.
drive.
Okay. You mentioned the Magnus drive, which is the interesting one to me, anyway, and I'm sure most of people.
Oh yeah.
It's a combination of engines and Caterpillar drive. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
I mean, it don't have uh, uh bleh, don't have the cloaking efficiency as the Caterpillar drive is from 60% down to 50%, but yet you can put engines in Caterpillar drive and save a special slot. But
Yeah.
it will
From what I've
detection range of your sub will go down a little bit. Go ahead, Martin.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got them on me Nighthawks, and compared with Caterpillar Drive that I've got on me Spectres, there really isn't that much difference between the two.
Yeah,
There's
it's not
very
going to be
little
that much.
difference.
It's very little. It saves up a special
I mean,
slot.
the
So that
only
way,
thing that's going to be,
go
yeah,
ahead.
I mean, the only thing that's going to sort of detect them really is going to be something like the Viper.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know they keep saying this, but the Viper is the best ship out there for detecting subs. There's
Oh yeah.
nothing else can detect them like the Viper. Even if you've got, a Hurricane with sonar capacity of 109, it still doesn't find the subs until they're virtually right on top of you.
Yeah, the sonar is crap.
Yeah. Sonar isn't worth it. It's not worth doing anything with.
Yeah, and also actually too, the accuracy is down from using engines or speed system 3 because you got 10% accuracy, minus 10% accuracy instead of minus 20 or minus 15. So you can put that on anything and save the accuracy of the weapons you have on that ship, on that fleet.
Yeah.
And it has the same speed as engine 3. So
Engine 3 has a lower accuracy, does it not?
yeah, minus 20.
Yeah. So it's probably
And I
going to
think
be good if you've only got engines 3, like me, to put this on when I get it.
yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
I'm definitely putting it on all just about everything I own that has engines.
I've got here also, it cannot use or be used in addition to the speed system. So you can't have engines 3 and
You know,
Magnus.
it's not, no.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, that's fair
I
enough.
read when it first came out. I read that wrong. I thought you could. I thought it was stackable. It's not.
Hmm. No, well, the added benefit, of course, is the saving of a slot. So very handy for Spectres.
Yeah,
Nighthawks would be a
very
gift.
handy for anything. Anything with dealing with a sub.
Yep.
That way you can put, like, say on my the Nighthawks. When I get the Magnus Drive, I'm going to be putting Magnus Drive, battery, and thrusters 3 on it. That way the turn speed's increased. That's what I'm going to do. Plus, with the Spectre, you can put the Magnus Drive and a battery now, or a speed upgrade, either one you want. But I'd rather have the battery.
Yeah, I think the
That way
battery's a pretty good idea.
you can stay underwater for 83 seconds compared to 60 seconds.
Hmm.
23 seconds is a lot. You may not think it is, but it is. You go
Okay.
get somebody with a, you go get somebody who has the Magnus Drive and the battery and the Spectre. And you say, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Why ain't they surfacing? It'll be forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be me then.
And with my Spectres, with it being legendary, yeah, right. With my Spectres being legendary, you get close to them, you're dead. Even with stingrays. I mean, I can't outrun stingrays, but the time underwater I would have, they ain't gonna be able to touch me unless you have something on there that can go on top of me and destroy, didn't hurt me when I'm underwater.
You do you have anything to add, Martin?
No, no, like that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the next thing would be the last of the 4 is the Zinth Armor D5E, and I've got a slide of that. I'll put that up. Um, anything amazing here?
Yeah, the 10% evade at bonus.
Yeah, that's nice. Why did they make it 10.8? Why did they make it 11 or 10? I don't understand.
Because you got your evade armor already ranked. You got your evade armor already up there. That's why.
Ranked 3. Yeah. Okay, weight
That's
is it heavy.
it's heavy, but I think with the doc, well, we'll be talking about this later. But with the new doc rate coming out pretty soon, that's not going to matter. and it gives you more armor points too.
Yeah.
Well, I actually won that this week, and that is what is going on me and Dick does.
I won that last week, and it's
Because I
going
can
on my
still,
Atlas carriers.
yeah, I can
It's
still
going on
get
my.
5 and a fleet even with that armor on me and Dick does.
Yeah, so can I. I designed one myself. But I put them on my Harlot, my Atlas carriers. Build one. I'm going to be building my Atlas carriers, and I can get 4 in the fleet as of now with the dock weight, and with that armor, and it gives me evade with the guidance scrambler. It gives me a evade of 70% on my Atlas carriers, which is damn good. So it's good.
With these new UAVs coming out, and seeing how we're talking about evade armor, um, how does evade armor go up
Well,
against UAVs?
well, evade armor is not very good against the AUVs because of the AUVs
server.
the drones have 100% accuracy. So that's not going to help.
Diary has connected.
Hmm.
So that's not going to help with evade. Evade armor is not going to help you. With the drones, you have to have ballistic, explosive, or penetrating damage armor. Either because that's what they are. That's what the damage they give is. But the scarabs give you explosive, I think. The hornets give you ballistics or no penetrating, and dragonfly gives you ballistic. I think. I'm not sure. I'm positive on that. But they do
Hmm.
just the damage they give. They don't give you radioactive damage or anything else like that. I
And
think yeah,
apparently,
that,
from what I heard was the UAVs have got 100% accurate, so evade will just not work on them.
yeah. They chew AUVs. The drones AUVs. They chew up enforcers. Yeah, that's some scarab. That's what's going on my Atlas carriers.
There's the
So
scarab.
if you have, yeah, it's a scarab. That's what's going on my. It's got building damage. What damage does that have? Can you scroll down? No, see, yeah, it has explosive. The damage type is explosive on the scarab.
Yeah. Building
So
damage 158. Ship damage 122.
they chew up enforcers like there wasn't even there. That's what's
Checking
definitely
rate.
going on.
Bonus 4. Hmm.
So it worked good against my Goliaths. I have in my base because my Goliaths are set up for explosive defense because of the mortars and missiles. That's what they're set up for. But ones that has evade armor out there going against AUVs, useless. And now that's mainly what we're getting hit with. Is it less of my last base hit was with was AUVs, and my Dreadix is kind of stood their own. My Dreadix is my Goliath stood their own for a little while, but they're still devastating, especially with a Grimshine in front of them. Anything, Martin? Martin.
You've muted yourself.
Yeah, I was just busy looking at me basically blueprints. I was looking for compound plate armor. If you're gonna go against UAVs, that's probably the one that you're gonna need.
Yeah,
because it gives you ballistic, penetrating, and explosive defense, and
yeah,
it gives you about the same amount of armor as what the D5E does.
yeah. Basic.
So,
It's
I
just
mean,
about. I think it's the same weight too,
sorry,
isn't
what?
it? The same
Yeah, it's
weight
about the
too.
same weight. But yeah, I would probably say if with Atlas carriers, I would probably say that they're going to be the best thing for them. That compound plate,
Yeah,
because no doubt, more than likely, you're going to go against something along the same sort of line, Atlas carriers or Lightning carriers. The
yeah,
only other thing would be the only other thing would be sort of submarines. Um, so I would probably go with a compound plate rather than evade on them.
yeah. That's what I'm gonna refit my glass with eventually.
When you say compound plate, which one's that?
It's the Forsaken armor. It has three
Is that the
better.
compound D5E, D5, 5M,
No.
D5X?
This right there. That's
Oh, that
armor.
one.
Armor.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's in armor. What you're talking about, the D5X, the D5E, that's special slot.
Hmm.
I mean, you could put that on with that compound plate to increase your defense against all of them. But it doesn't give you a percentage with a compound plate. I think it takes off some of the damage that you actually get from the weapon. So if every weapon was to give you sort of 10 damage, you'd only get like sort of 4, 6, or 8 rather than getting the 10 depending on which compound plate armor you put on. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Well, that's the 4 items that are new in the Forsaken mission content. There's been a bit of discussion around the place about the scarcity of uranium. And everyone's saying, oh, there's not enough uranium, we can't do this, we can't do that. But everyone fails to understand that this is my take on it anyway, that Kicks are using uranium as sort of a leveling, delaying sort of thing, so that people can't just rush out and get heaps and heaps of it and get ahead of everybody else. Might
Yeah.
might be a good thing, but I know it's frustrating for everybody. But gee, everyone can't have everything at once, Frank.
Oh, yeah, uranium, it just bugs the hell out of me. You got so much you want to retrofit, and it takes so much uranium. And like you said, it's like probably Kickside making them scarce like it is, so people don't get done things done faster. You know what I'm saying? It's a time-consuming thing. 'Cause you gotta save up your uranium for what you want to do. Because right now, everything takes over 30,000, a minimum of 30,000 for me anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I was hitting them. I hit 5 on Friday, and it was the same people sitting at the towers every time they come out. So if they can get there before somebody else, they're obviously going to get the better hand anyway.
Exactly.
So it's not sort of evening the playing field. It's not stopping from people getting forward quickly. It's coming down to the point that it's whoever gets there first. And if these same people are getting there first, they're going to get a major advantage over everybody else.
Exactly. Unless you go to a sector, you move to a sector that has no hardly anybody in it. then maybe you get something.
Yeah, there
But
are people
even
doing that.
then, I mean, yeah, fair enough. Sorry, Grim?
No, just saying there are people doing exactly what Frank just said. They're actually sending their fleets into uninhabited sectors so that they can get first crack at the uranium.
Well, that's it. I
Martin?
mean, but there's not just uninhabited sectors. I mean, there's people from Sector 6 and Sector 8 coming into our sectors, into Sector 7, to hit these dredge fleets.
Exactly, because there's too many people Sector 8 or Sector 6 hitting them.
That's it. I mean, a couple of minutes before the dredge fleets have come out,
It's
they'll
just
send
too
it
many
to a
people.
tower in Sector 7, and then, the people in Sector 7 haven't got a chance to hit them.
Well, my only answer to all this is to give us uranium, on a broader playing sort of field, but give us less. But they're already doing that with the elite salvage fleets we hit. We're getting 10 uranium each time we hit an elite. Maybe there should be just more of that, where there's more places you can gather it, but not in huge quantities.
Well, why don't they do what they've done with the oil in the zinth? Why don't they just make a mine around the Drac towers? So obviously not boatloads like you do, like a 67 zinth mine will give you like 80 odd million in zinth. You don't have to have it that high, but just put a mine there. I mean, on a cycle, I think every,
Yeah, well,
and
it could
obviously there's just a few
uranium.
scattered over.
Either
It's not
that,
as far as we're concerned.
or just have a 60. Also, that's another thing too. They put 40s in there to compensate the hopefully the lower levels will be able to hit them and get uranium that way too. But the 40s sit there for all the 2 hours. They spawn and just they blow up after 2 hours. So and they didn't replace when they put the 40s in there. They didn't put any more 60s or 75 or whatever in for the higher levels. So they took away from the higher levels to give to the lower levels, and now the higher levels are hurting town too. And the 40s are just sitting there. I mean, I see 40s all the time when I came out after the 2 hour period. They're still sitting at the tower, and we can't hit them
Yeah,
if you're over
I know
60.
they say like they're saying that uranium's hard to get. I mean, what's going to happen when this new outpost comes out? And you're going to probably end up having to use the uranium to put things in the new researchable tech. That's probably going to take uranium, so everybody's going to need more. They've got to put something out there so we can get more.
Exactly, exactly. I'm saving my uranium right now.
I'm not.
I just think there should be more ways of getting it, maybe not in huge lumps, but more ways. I mean, look at the difference between the weekly raid uranium prize and
So
the monthly raid. Yeah, the monthly raid
that's
wasn't doing for uranium.
that was just that's ridiculous.
Just a joke.
It is. Had to get 10 million points to get a total of 8,500 uranium. And in the weekly mission, you get 4.5. You get 25,000.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm like, what the?
Well, I just rely on the
What
weekly to get
balance?
my uranium.
What balance that? And during the raid, you lose the day of dredge fleets, and you lose the Forsaken mission for that week. So, so
You
you're
get
take
even less.
actually, yeah, exactly that for that week. So you're screwed that week. Really?
Well, they've got a plan, obviously. I don't think it's haphazard what they're doing, but
Yeah,
people don't like it.
yeah. Keep it as playing this stupid game for a long time.
Well, we lasted without
Well, this
uranium.
is the thing. I mean, sorry, Graham. I mean, they were saying on the round table that there's things that are happening in I can't remember one of the other and the other thing happening there that they could do with battle
Oh,
pirates.
Vega.
That's the one. Yeah. I mean, it's like Glenn was saying that War Commander they brought out a new sort of resource over there, and then it became lootable. So is that what they're going to do with us? It's going to be part more warehouses. If we get hit, we're going to lose some of that as well. I mean, if they're going to do
That's what
that,
they
they're going
want
to have
eventually
to
down the
make it
line.
easier for us.
Exactly. Exactly. They're gonna have to put it in salvages when we start collecting salvage, regular salvages. I'm sorry, but they're gonna have to. If they're gonna make it lootable, like regular resources, oil, energy, metal, and zinc, they're gonna have to put in salvages. You know how many people be screaming?
Well, they're going to have to.
If they,
Well, we'll see soon, obviously. Okay. The Nighthawk. It's been out and around a bit now, and again, the people are saying they're good and bad. Being invisible, it's hard for people to know they're there. And I've heard about
yes, that's
Nighthawks laying in wait at towers around dredges so that they can attack people hitting dredges. Annoys the hell out of them. I don't think I've seen that
yeah.
happening.
I think that's wrong. I'm sorry. I think that's wrong. I mean, I have the Phantom Nighthawk, and the only reason I got it is that I like the idea of having a five subfleet fleet, or and 5 subs in a fleet. I didn't give a shit if it was invisible underwater or not. I just wanted the fifth sub in my fleet, and I personally I like the Nighthawks because of the submerged combat speed. But these idiots waiting at the towers or waiting outside bases, to getting ready to snipe people when they come out of their bases. I got hit the other day just opening up salvages with my SCXs with a Phantom Nighthawk, and the guy thought it was funny. I mean,
Well, that can
he's a
happen
level
anyway.
90.
Any fleet can lay in wait for you when you come out of a salvage if you're not expecting it.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I didn't know he was even in the area. But the thing is, I mean, I didn't really give a shit. I mean, I had to go back, repair, whatever. I mean, I bitched about it, but what else? What else is new? But it's so. I know it's a pirate game. I understand that, but still, that's just wrong.
Yeah,
Well,
the thing is, though, Frank, at the end of the day, you could go back and do exactly the same thing to him. Go and sit outside his base, wait for him to bring out one of his base of fleets and
Oh,
hit
I
him.
plan on. I plan on it. Believe me, yeah, it's payback.
the most
Um,
disturbing thing that I found with the Nighthawks is that not only are they invisible, but they seem to be unstoppable in a battle.
no, they could be killed. They
Oh,
could be
they can
killed
be
with
killed.
specters. Martin knows
So
that.
they kill what?
Martin killed a couple of them, a couple of fleets of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Well, if
it
It is
depends.
good fun.
Sorry, Martin. It depends on the driver of the subs. It depends on the driver, and it depends on
yeah.
who you're going against. That's where skill comes involved in
Hmm.
fleet to fleet. With subs against subs, or Viper against, or like Martin's case, is Hurricanes and Piranha Sea Scorpion and Viper combination. It takes skill. The, you know, but you go against like my SCXs. I was a sitting duck. I could not detect him. I could not see him, and he just fired his torpedoes at me until I was dead. I don't even think he surfaced. Tell
Again,
you the truth.
no, but again, it boils down to the fact that you need something to detect them to kill them. Because they could,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I'm sure I saw Cat with his drive right underneath the fleet of a 51, and he never even showed up when I was watching it. Normally, when you get close, it'll show you the Spectre or the submarine as it goes underneath the ships. It never even showed up. It just kept firing constantly.
Yeah. Yep.
So the need to do something with that sonar, it needs to be improved, or the need to be able to give you a special like the Viper's got for
Thermal imaging. The thermal imaging.
sorry,
The
yeah,
thermal imaging.
you need that kind of special, yeah.
Well, look, I get my Spectres killed by them all the time. It's no skill involved. The Nighthawk is faster. It's got more torpedoes, fires at a higher rate. Submarine to submarine are always difficult battles to fight because you can't see either of them most of the time. But the most disturbing thing to me is that I really can't afford to put sonar on a Spectre. I've only got two special slots, and I need those two slots with what they got in them.
Well, that's another thing where Magnus drive comes in. The Magna drive comes in. You can put a sonar pod on there. But to me, sonar is useless because
If
of.
they've got,
Go ahead.
sorry,
I just lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
sorry,
Yep.
all I was going to say was if they've got the Caterpillar drive on or they've got the Magnus drive on, something like that, sonar's useless. It doesn't make
Yep.
the half of a difference.
Nope.
It needs to be that thermal imaging. That's the only thing that's detecting subs at a safe distance, really. But even then, the range of the torpedoes to the range of the thermal imaging, there's only two difference. So literally, they can fire at you just as you detect them.
Yeah. Yep. That's what happened the other day with that Predator, that Nighthawk you were against. He took out the
Yeah,
he targeted your Viper, took out your Viper in one volley of his torpedoes, and that was it. You're done. I mean, you
Mm.
got a couple of shots
well, the
off.
Viper is now the flagship in the Spectres.
Fair enough.
So
But you got a couple
now
shots
I can
off.
see, yeah. You see, the thing is with that, normally what happens is with that fleet, if they target the Viper, they forget about the drones, and then the drones go and sit on top of them, so you never lose them again.
Yeah.
So they're just constantly killing them. But again, if you've got quicker turn speed, you can outturn the drones, so you can lose them.
Yeah. He had them ranked too. They were
Yeah.
ranked.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's why I'm putting thrusters on mine. Because once they're not ranked and they're brand new, the turn speed is atrocious. It literally
Yes.
sucks.
Mm.
That's why I'm putting thrusters on mine.
Well, my flagship on my Spectre fleet is just a skirmisher or something small because I want to get rid of it. It's much better battle if I don't have that given my position or my direction away.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I get rid of mine.
So
Well,
if I
sometimes that can be used as a decoy as well, though.
yeah, I've tried that. It's just annoying trying to keep the damn thing alive. And I don't know if I'd do any
Exactly.
better with a Viper as a flagship.
Well, what I'm going to try, I've never come across it yet, I've never tried it yet, but I'm going to try and sit me four spectres just in front of it. So as soon as it gets detected, as soon as their subs get detected, my spectres are going to be firing. And obviously, with the way way my spectres are ranked up at the minute, there's going to be an awful lot of torpedoes coming from them.
Yeah.
And at the minute, my Viper's only a half an hour repair, so it'd be nothing to send it back. And at the end of the day, it's only the flagship, so it's not as if it has to be sent home straight away.
Mm. What about the Nighthawk's usefulness of being a base prepper?
It's good. It's damn good because it's got longer underwater staying power. It stays underwater for a longer period of time than the Spectre with battery 3. No, no, not with battery 3, with Caterpillar drive. But it's faster underwater than the Spectre. My combat speed of mine is 35.5 underwater, so it's a lot faster. So I think it'd be a good base prepping fleet. Damn good, actually.
Well, my new base design, I don't think he'd be able to get around to my fleet in the
No,
time
I
he's
don't
got.
think your design. I don't think so.
In my previous
Well,
one.
you actually brought that up. I did get prepped by Nighthawks 2 days ago.
So did I.
Uh, we got me dock, me orbiter, me retrofit lab, me shipyard, and me juggernaut. Couldn't get all the way around to the Triton and that, but he got a couple of the main ones.
Mm.
Yeah, I got Prep 2 and I got my Hurricane. That's my main one, really.
Well, it didn't happen to me, but I saw a battle where a Nighthawk went into a base that went around and it actually surfaced and then dove again and continued on. It got damaged. The fleet got damaged, but they went right around the whole thing. Uh,
Well,
one of the cases where as soon as you're about to surface, you jump out of the battle. Frank?
well, the Nighthawk does have ballistic missile, ballistic penetrating and explosive damage on it built into it. I think 20% each. I think. I'm not sure.
But that's only underwater though. It's
Oh,
not
it
while
is.
it's on the surface.
Oh, I thought it was on surface too.
As
I'm bad.
far as I'm aware, it's just while it's underwater.
All right, I thought it was on the surface too.
No, I'm not sure. Mm. So we spoke briefly on the maintenance update that's coming. I don't know whether it's a maintenance or an update coming up in a day or so. Have we got any feedback on that, Frank?
It's a maintenance. It's an 8-hour maintenance. Battle Pirates will be completely down for 8 hours. Monday night, my time. Monday night midnight.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's.
maintenance to me sounds like it's they're fixing things, but I don't think this is going to be a fix-up. This is going to be adding stuff.
I think they're adding the new stuff to it, like the footprints of the warehouses and some of the labs is supposed to be changing. I think that's what they're doing, and
Yeah, well,
the dock
that would
weight and all
require
that.
that would
But what
require the database to be taken down for sure. You can't be
but
using that
what I
database like.
understand is what that's my rumors have been hearing is the new outpost won't be coming out until after the September raid, and that's the September raid's probably around the 18th of this month of September. But now I don't know why they're having this maintenance if that's the case. But the only thing I can think of them doing is like adding the outposts and the new footprints for the warehouses and the buildings. Because why would you have battle pirates completely shut down just for maintenance? And regular maintenance, usually you could usually do something in your base. as that's happening. You can't do go in combat. Combat's down, but you could do stuff in your base, like redesign it or something like that.
Yeah, that's why I say they're altering the aspects of the database itself. That's why you can't be using it if they're doing things like that.
What I understand also too,
That's sort of what I would be thinking.
yeah. What I understand, I watched the Battle Pirates Roundtable today. They're also talking about making taking pictures of your stuff that you have, your blueprints, your hulls that you have, your ships that you built and stuff, or building, and all the blueprints that you have. That way, you have a record of what you have. It's because in some case, in the past, I guess when they did this, people lost stuff and they had to fight to get it back.
Yeah.
That's what they're suggesting. But
Oh, it'll be
I
interesting
mean,
to
I don't
see what
have the
happens.
capability of doing that. Yeah. That's it. Time will tell. Tuesday morning when I get up, I'll
Hmm.
find out.
Yeah. No, I'll just sit around and wait. Play tiddlywinks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because mine will be done before yours is, I guess. Mine will be done. If it's down for 8 hours, mine will be done 8 o'clock Tuesday morning.
Which
Because
will
Marge won't
be,
be
for
done until
me,
like
it'll be
1.
about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And Graham, you're even worse.
Yeah, 10 o'clock at night.
Okay. All right. Enough of that. Sector 7 has just experienced a couple of nice characters. I suppose I can mention their game name, Looters and Pot Farm. They finally left after harassing us for, how long were they with us? A week? 2 weeks?
Couple weeks, yeah.
Yeah, and their only mission was to pretty much hit in sector. And while fleets of Anarchy don't have any specific rules about ishing, in sector hitting, we tend to refrain from doing it just to keep the neighbourhood quiet. So when we do get insector hitters in, it's an interesting time. I don't.
It's all fun and games.
Yeah, I don't worry about it too much. In fact, it livens the game up. But I just can't stand the comms.
The
Honestly,
comms, that's gotta go. The comms.
there's
That's what I
nothing
don't
you can
like
do
about it.
about it. Unfortunately, it's there. Just
Well,
ignore them or something. I don't.
fortunately, in my case, most of the time my comms are down.
Yeah, yeah.
I log on, I don't have my comms. I gotta refresh, don't have my comms. Once in a
I
while
mean,
it pops up. Oh, I got my comms back.
well, it's nice having an enemy so close. You don't have to travel far, going through towers. And it's another thing about. I think they fixed it now, but being sniped through a tower was a bit disconcerting.
No,
Uh,
they didn't fix that yet.
they still haven't fixed it. They were talking about it on the round table, and
Yeah,
one of the chaps
talking
he said
about
he
it.
asked the guy that hit him from the other side whether he could see his fleet still in the other sector, and he said no. He'd seen the fleet go into the tower and disappear too, and he was just as baffled. He made the attack as the guy that was attacked on the other side. And I've been on both sides of that. I've been attacked twice while I was on the other side, and I actually succeeded in attacking once, doing the same thing. It's
That
it's
happened
novel.
today.
It's novel to say the least. People have been avoiding going to the towers, but when you come long distance, you've got to hit a tower sometime. So start your trip along the long way and leave it for half an hour, and then go to the nearest tower, whatever sector you happen to be in, and travel to the rest of the way home.
I
Yeah, if
hate
you
to say
time it.
this, but it actually happens when you're going in and out of your base as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've had a fleet. Yeah, I've had a fleet in me dock gone out of the map and seen the same fleet being hit on the outside.
Did it end up being damaged?
Nope, because it was in me dock.
Yeah, yeah. That's the type of cloning. It's when they hit
Oh,
you at the
that's why
same
you asked
time as
about
you
the
leave.
cloning.
Sorry?
Martin today asked me about cloning.
Yeah, it's not deliberately done. It's just that if the instructions get to the server at the same time and it tries to implement them both, if they're very close together, it will put the fleet in the dock and it'll also go into battle at the same time. It's happened in the past. It's just a quirk of when the information gets to the server and how it handles it. And the bigger the what's the word uh, the bigger the area that the server can work in, the more instructions can get in. And if it's doing any sort of multiple sort of um, a multiple processor work, that sort of thing can happen and execute two instructions at the same time.
They need to get away from Flash. That's what they need to do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know why they can't go to Unity like they did in Vega Conflict.
Yeah, well, they went to Vega when it was very early on, and they hadn't made a lot of proprietary changes to the software. Battle Pirates, they've extensively altered things, and to go through all that again would be just monumental. I think we're stuck with Shockwave.
Yeah, I guess we are.
Unless they just completely do the whole thing from scratch. And that would be
Well, the only
horrible.
other thing they do is make it a downloadable game.
Yeah, that would be a new game format, yeah. That's what they'd have to do if they wanted to go to Unity or any
Complete
other
shutdown.
tanks or something like that where it's, you download the whole thing into your computer. But that's a restart, and that would be just too much. They got too many games, too few people, not enough time.
I mean, too many people at the pub having lunch.
Yeah, for sure.
The liquid kind.
Yeah, well, I don't think Battle Pirates is going to last forever. It's going to end sometime or other, probably
Yeah, well,
more sooner than later. You wait till Oceans at War starts up, wait till World of Warships starts up, a lot of people are going to be gone. One or the other,
Yep.
or both. This game's too annoying. As they say on the forums, it's not fun anymore. Games are supposed to be fun.
It's not. It's like a job. It's like
Yeah,
a
it's a
job.
nightmare. It's a nightmare.
You see, the
I
thing
mean-
is, it's all the glitches and the problems that they have for it. But to get rid of that, they would need to come off Flash.
Yeah,
So
for sure. And they're not going to do that, so.
Well, just like that one guy today on talking on the round table, Bombard. He's from KDE. He spent $900 on a friggin' one fleet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I said to myself,
That was taking
what?
up legendary as well.
Yeah, and
that's crazy talk.
I just shook my head, and I said, huh? No
yeah,
way.
but the thing is, like what Ben said the other day, at the end of the day, it boils out the fact that if he wants to spend that kind of money, it means people who don't want to spend a lot of money can still play the game.
Yeah. You know what
Oh, I
Kickstarter?
understand that. It's his choice.
You know what
It's
Kickstarter
his
said?
choice.
Yeah. Kickstarter saw him spend the money. You know what they did?
Went to the pub.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what they did. And more of it, they said. Wow. $900 on nothing. Yeah.
Kodiak.
Yeah, that was another thing. It was a damn Kodiak fleet. Oh man. All right. We got off that topic a little bit. But getting back to looters and pot farm and ishing, they do liven the game up. The comms are dreadful. They ish so they can use comms. There's no other reason. Otherwise, they'd go to another sector.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other interesting thing I noticed with this last group, and there was only two of them doing it, although there was four in their group. When they started ishing, so did other people.
Yep.
It's like a damn virus. That
Yeah, it is.
Cokes and that Stu from the guy from
Roll one.
FUCRZ or something or other group. The guy with the sore balls or whatever he called himself.
Oh
Started
yeah.
well. Unbelievable.
It was like a virus, like you
They
said.
just lie dormant, and then all of a sudden they get energy from issues, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to try that.
Well,
Amazing.
what Outlaw said today on comms that yesterday, no, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, that he is actually an ish, but the reason he doesn't do it in Sector 7 because he has friends here that asked him not to. So that's why he didn't do it.
Yeah.
And when looters and Pop, you try to talk looters and Pop Farm and not ishing, and he just gave it up. Everybody started hitting each other, and he just, all right, I'm done. But actually, since they left, Debbie Tokes and Roll One had no trouble for them.
Yeah, it's sort of like Dutch courage. They see other people doing it, and they get sort of hyped up about it. Want to join in?
Yep.
Seems like a thing to do. Okay, well, that's all I've got.
Yeah,
Issues
that's
have gone.
pretty good. They're
Sector 7
gone.
back
Like
to being quiet again. I haven't had the chance to do the shout-outs because I haven't done the math. Forgot all about it, to be honest, so I don't know who's leveled up this week, but I'll do
I
that.
did.
Okay. I'll give a shout-out to Coral C, who's leveled up this week. He's gone from,
74.
73 to 74?
Yep.
And you, Martin, you've leveled up too.
Yes.
Nice.
I've lost my favourite number. Oh no.
What favourite? Oh, 69.
Yeah.
So you're at 70 now. Yeah. Sorry about the other guys. I can't see who's leveled up yet until I get my
Sure.
spreadsheet on the screen and I work out what you are now and
Cronus,
what you were last week.
Jason did too.
Yeah.
Jason
Yeah.
leveled up to 73.
I'll have to look through it all, and next time I'll make sure I can do the shout-outs. All right. Anything else?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, we'll call it quits, and we'll end off with what? Something audible. Boom. Okay.
Boom.
See you guys.
Good night.
Alright.
Hey, calling.